Good morning. Welcome to the homestead. My name is Nikki. I just love her udder. You know, I mean, who wouldn't? Look how big this thing is. It is so massive. I just wish her teats were a little bigger. It's kind of hard to milk her a little bit because her teats are not exactly huge. I have to use like these 3 fingers to milk her. And when she's so full like this in the mornings, it's really, really hard to get her going. I just love that sound. I love the sound of the milk hitting the pail, and I don't know, it's very relaxing for me. And it's just one of those things I really, really enjoy doing this in the mornings. And Sassy is so easy to milk, really and truly. Her udder is really, really soft. And even though her teats are small, I can still pretty well get a hold of her pretty well to milk. And, you know, it doesn't take that much. Like, if you have been following along for a little while, Tilly we didn't get very much milk from. And it was a lot harder to milk her. Even though she had bigger teats, her udder really was hard, like a lot. But Sassy's here, like, I just love it. It is so soft. Her teats, even though they're smaller, are really soft. The orifices, though, on the openings to her teats could be a little bigger, because I don't get a whole lot of milk out at once. But it is very enjoyable. Like, I definitely find milking very relaxing. So today's video is kind of going to be a Mod Podge of like the whole week, because we have so much going on this week. You know, we've got, you know, a lot of chores anyway. We have to draw blood for our other 2 girls. So So Eclipse and Gizmo, we have to draw blood for today. We got to send it off for testing, and it's just disease testing. We don't do everybody at once because it is a little expensive to get everybody done at once. And so we do a few at a time, and it just happens to be their turn. Because you can't test the goat until they're over the age of 6 months. And since we wasn't able to get that done before we left Tennessee, we got to get it done on these 2 girls. Sassy here, she was tested in her previous herd. So we know that she's good, and her offspring are good. Same thing for Milk Dud and Lucky. Their mamas were tested, and so we know that they're safe. So we've got people coming today for bunnies. We've got 2 birthdays this week, so I got cake making to do. I've got a ton of milk in the refrigerator that I need to use. We're getting about a half a gallon of milk a day. Actually, we're getting a little over half a day from Sassy. And so, yeah, like, just after a couple of days of not doing anything but just drinking it, yeah, we've already got 2 gallons in the, in the fridge built up. And I've got yogurt to make. I need to do some cajeta and whatever else I can decide that I want to get together with it. We've got a surprise that we want to show y'all that we went and picked up yesterday. Just such a busy week. And I want to take y'all on a garden tour to show you how much our garden is progressing. I didn't quite get one done for May, but I definitely want to get the garden tour for June done. So we got quite a bit this morning. So now time to go take care of it. The filters I use and the funnel as well, it came from Hogger Supply, and it actually is a micro filter for dairy use. And with each still of milk that I get, I like to weigh it out, and I just use a simple kitchen scale to determine the pounds and the ounces and all. This time I actually took a little bit more than just the quart jar, which is always nice when you get extra milk. then we just put the lids on them and get them all ready to be stored. And yeah, we got quite a bit of milk. See, you can tell we are getting about 4 pounds from her a day now. Now that we got the milk put away and everything, because we like to put ours in the freezer, which I'll show y'all real quick how we do ours. And it's just called flash freezing, kind of basically, is that you put them in real quick and you let them sit 15, 20, 30 minutes to get them chilled down real rapidly, and that actually gives it a really good flavor. So just kind of ignore most of the rest of this because this is my mother-in-law's freezer. So, but you can tell I just have the milk sitting in here. It's been in here probably about 45 minutes now, and I'm just gonna pop it down into the refrigerator until I decide to do something with it. As you can see, we have a lot of milk that I do need to do something with still. Too much till you start using it, and then you just don't have enough. Alright, so now on to that garden tour this morning. See those little pests in the background? That is a gift, unwanted gift from my brother-in-law. There's like 5 of them, and those things will not stay out of my garden, and they have been destroying it. I'm to the point of either rehoming them or eating them. I'll just kind of give you a really quick view of the garden. So this is bed 1. And if you haven't followed along for just a bit, you know how much problems we've had watering this bed. You know, at one point we had the soaker hose in it, kind of like we have over here in bed 2. And it was just spraying everywhere. But I really do like what we have set up here now. So I just used some of this little 1/2-inch stuff that you can get for in the gardening section for dripping hoses. At first we had some little bitty tubing, and it was working, but it just wasn't soaking as well as it should. So we decided just to run this same tubing all the way through. And I can actually kind of control how well, you know, it waters. I can turn it up really high and have it thoroughly soak the bed in just a short time, or turn it lower and let it just, you know, slowly seep in. Alright, so now to get to showing you what we actually have in here. So I got a few carrots that have survived. Like I said, those darn chickens get in here. You can tell they've been scratching around in here this morning already. And we have a little bitty green bean starting to pop up here. Finally got some green beans. This is one of those elm seeds. Get rid of that thing. We have one little cilantro plant that has survived. And then another little green bean there. Did have a whole bunch of green beans planted through here, but as you can see, they're not coming up. Another little carrot back here. Our beets are doing all right if the chickens, like I said, if the chickens will stop scratching them up. This here is a Roma tomato that we just put in. In fact, I have 3 of them. They look a little sad because they got kicked out of the ground yesterday by the chickens. Like I said, at this point, I'm literally about ready to eat them birds. We have some basil that looks like it has been chewed up on. Another little green bean.
Uh-oh, a chicken got up on the house.
Yeah. We have... So we got some marigold, and I actually have some cucumbers popping up here. This little flower here, my little boy picked out at the nursery the other day. It's lobelia, and I actually found out this is really good for respiratory problems. So it'll be interesting to kind of do some experimenting with that. And then another little lone green bean. Our rosemary seems to be really hanging in there and doing really well. But yeah, I mean, we got another down at the end down there. I have another cucumber growing. This bed has been a struggle. Like, just getting things to grow in it. And then, of course, the stupid chickens. Like, they will not stay out of this bed for anything. My bee balm is looking really, really nice. I'll be glad when it starts actually blooming. Okay, bed 2 here. So we've got some really nice zucchini that's coming up. Some more basil, some marigold, some more lobelia. Nice little sage plant. And then our tomatoes on this side are doing really great. I think everybody has fruit set on it. This is one of our volunteer sunflowers. It's kind of crazy, like this one's already going to be blooming soon. We've got a few bell peppers. Yes, I know this is pretty packed in here, but I kind of like the garden this way. Like, I am not the type to do perfect rows, you know. Kind of like having like the, what do you call it? Chaos garden, you know. We've got basil literally spread out everywhere. And then now, as you can see, there's some oregano there. And then there's one little lone carrot. There's kind of a few little carrots scattered out. And we're finally getting some peppers. Look at this little bitty cute bell pepper here. Finally getting some peppers. And even right back there. Got some banana peppers popping in. Some tomatoes hiding back behind there. This is another one of those Roma tomatoes. Really, really good sauce tomatoes. I did have some flowers down on this side, but I don't see anything popping up. I think the chickens probably helped themselves to my seedlings. We got this tomato. Let's see. I don't know if I still have my tags anymore here. I think somebody's probably ran off with them. My youngest keeps picking the tags out. But we're definitely getting lots of tomatoes starting to come in here. I'm so glad when these things really start ripening and we can start doing some fun things with them. And so this lovely thing here, if I can get it open. Took a little bit to get this open. Looks a little disgusting on top, but it is some bunny berry tea. So we have a sock in there filled with rabbit poop. And this should be ready by tomorrow. It takes about a week, roughly about a week. Bed 3, part of it is doing really, really great. So we're getting quite a few zucchini already. And then we have our little flowers kind of tucked in various places. I've got some thyme back there. And a bunch of weeds I need to pull. Oh, I think we have a nasturtium that has finally decided to come up. Yep, it's right there. I have planted this bed 3 times. And there again, the chickens. We've got a few tomatoes. Little basil right here. This poor marigold is just looking rather sad. I need to probably deadhead it and see if that'll help it really bounce back. And there again, lots of weeds I need to get pulled out of here. But these 3 beds are
really doing really well. Like, now we're actually starting to see some stuff. It's always nice when your garden actually starts producing. We still have not done anything with this bed yet. This probably will become either a watermelon or a pumpkin bed, because we still got time to plant those around here. So we've actually started tilling up this space here. We're going to have to soak it some more because this ground has a lot of clay in it and it is so excessively hard. So this is going to become a bed once we get it all tilled up. It's just a slow process. And then our peach tree, which I'm kind of beginning to wonder if it's even a peach tree. Because I don't know, they're not fuzzy. None of these fruit on here are fuzzy, and they're actually awfully shriveled. So if you have an idea what that might be, please definitely let me know, because I don't know. I thought it was a peach tree, but a little iffy. I'm just loving how well our raspberries are growing. Like, look how tall these things are getting. So nice. And then I've got a bunch of weeds I need to pull. Elm seeds. Get those nasty things out of here. We have some yarrow in here, and then some more tomatoes that I need to plant. These are one little cuttings that I had just rooted in some water. Yeah, getting so big over here. I don't know if we're going to be getting any raspberries this year. I mean, we're starting to get on. See if I can get it focused here. Oh, let's see. Don't know if you can see it, but kind of like right there in the end, there's some a little spot. Kind of has a little bulb coming up for a flower, but I don't know. Maybe we'll actually get some. So you see, there's part of the soaker hose that we had in garden bed 1. I decided to move it over here because it doesn't matter if it kind of really soaks really well, like on the ground around here. But I was struggling with getting these to stay well watered. And they're growing good. I mean, we're getting strawberries if we could just keep the earwigs. So if you don't know what an earwig is, this is an earwig. It's a nasty little bug that is eating up our plants. I'm going to squish that guy while I'm here. Yeah, everything's growing. I just wish the earwigs would leave them alone and stop eating them. Got some more flowers. I even have some more basil scattered over here. Yeah, it's growing pretty good. Just fighting with the bugs about them. Alright, so our experimental bed is not doing as well as we hoped. It really isn't. We have lost most of the carrots we had in here. A lot of it is because of earwigs, and you can see the remnants of roly-polies. Pretty much the same thing with our lettuce. They have been just chewing our lettuce all up. It was growing so well, and now we have just got a huge rash of roly-polies that are just taking over. This whole lettuce bed just completely died. We do have a few onions that are trying to make it. And again, there's another one of those stupid bugs that keep eating everything. We're having the bugs like crazy. The cabbage is doing really great, but as you can see, we have aphids. Really, really bad. I have been spraying them with things, and it just seems like they just stand there with their mouth open. I'm going to have to get something a little stronger and see what I can do with them. Our basil is thriving. Like, it really is thriving over here in the shade a little more. Kale was doing really great till the aphids hit it. So just the stuff we're gonna have to see what we can battle with here, because I am so tired of bugs already. Like, they're just chewing everything up and killing everything. But like I said, this was an experimental bed to see what we could get done. I've started adding in a water system over here. I have to just finish it. I'm going to try to run a tube from here up into the bed, up into the buckets here to help water. So I got to finish getting that done. I want to show you one of our hollyhocks. Look at this thing. It's taller than I am. It's so pretty. It's just one of those volunteer ones. I actually planted some and none of them came up. But this one did. This one decided it was going to make its presence known. Hollyhocks are so pretty. So that's pretty well it for the garden tour right now. We still continue to add in more and expand and just try to figure out how to actually garden better in this drier area. I do miss Tennessee. I miss being able just to put things in the ground, and mostly you just had to fight with weeds. You didn't have the dryness and the bugs to fight with as extreme as you do here. So I got to get on with the rest of my day, and I'm going to take y'all with me and kind of show you some of the things that we're doing. And yeah. After I got in the house, I got some yogurt going. And this is quite a bit of milk. I'm not exactly sure how much I put in, and I heated it to about 170 degrees and then just left it to cool. Once it reached 110, I added some of the yogurt culture. This here was just some yogurt I had made before, and I just added it back in. It was probably roughly a half a cup. Just mixed it in and put the top on it. And you're going to want to put the seal on, because you don't want the heat escaping. You want this to actually stay warm. And one of the ways that you can actually keep it warm is by wrapping it in a towel. The house is pretty warm, so I didn't have to do too many layers of the towel, but I just wrapped it around snugly as I could and pushed it to the side for the day. Left it for roughly 8 hours. While that was sitting, I decided to get some cajeta going. Here is 6 cups of milk, and then I added in a cup and a half of sugar. Yeah, I know I've said that we don't use much sugar, but I have found that using this particular one will make a better cajeta than doing anything else. And you just want to stir that till you get it fully mixed in. And then you're going to want to warm it. Once you actually get it warmed up, you will turn the heat off for this next part. Trust me, you're going to want to. And you're going to add in a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So the baking soda actually will help the milk to be able to caramelize better. But trust me, you want to make sure the heat is off, because this stuff will make the milk bubble. It didn't bubble too badly there, luckily. Then just bring it back to a simmer. And once it gets going really good, then I just kind of left it alone. I stirred it about every 20 minutes or so. This took about an hour and 20 minutes to complete, and as you watch, it actually changes color. I also made this one just a little bit thinner because we wanted more of kind of a dipping cajeta. The last one I made turned out to be way too thick, but it's still yummy. It has been terribly hot lately out here, and so I just thought I'd come out and check on everybody. Luckily it's in the evening and things are starting to cool down, but it still has been, it's been really hot. And for our poor bunnies, we've actually had to come up with something to help them stay much cooler. So this is what we pretty much have come up with. It is a misting system. So it's the same tubing like we have in the garden, this 1/2-inch tubing here with some connections, and these things are really quick to disconnect, luckily. And then we have some little misters that we got these at this little mister top here. I want to say Lowe's or Home Depot, one of the two. And we literally just screwed them in. I can show you one of them over here that's not working. So this is what they look like. We just screwed it in. For some reason this one is not working, it just drips. Then we just threw a chain up, in fact a couple chains, up over the tree, and then used some carabiners and then a piece of rope because we didn't have enough. And then it's connected to a water hose that goes out to our faucet over there. And it is helping for the most part. You can see that it is kind of misting. One of these sides it really comes out a lot more. This thing. You can see it misting out there. And it is helping some. We're still having to give ice bottles for the bunnies to help. We also are dampening the ground. You can tell around here where it's wet. Just trying to help these poor guys to be able to survive this heat.
Hey, that's my drinking system.
Cinnamon's babies are getting so big, especially this little lilac. It is so cute. For the goats, we're just making sure that they have access to shade. So we got the back open back there so they can wander. There's buckets of water back there as well where we're filling theirs regularly. We've been misting and like running the sprinklers a lot, trying to keep everything cool for them. Even for Miss Truffle, because she is all by herself now. Since we have moved the bucks to their little pen. Truffle! She's gonna totally ignore me. This girl loves her hay. Truffle, hi sweetheart. Hi, you're getting so cute. So yeah, we're just trying to do what we can for our animals to keep them cool, because we have been hitting like 105, 107s. Today I think we got up to like 106, and I'm already tired of this heat. And I know they are too, and we're doing our best to make sure they're as comfortable as possible so that we don't have any losses. So I need to go finish with the yogurt. I need to get it into a bowl so I can let it strain overnight and show y'all what it looks like tomorrow. So this is the next morning after letting it sit and strain, and this gives us more of a Greek yogurt style, and as you can see it is really, really thick. And then I just will spoon it into some jars. We leave it plain. One of our favorite ways to actually eat it is just with honey. And with the amount that I had, I ended up with roughly almost 4 full jars. This will last us a bit. And so the surprise that we actually had, I decided that I was going to hold off until next week, but here's some little sneak peeks of what we got.